All right, so this is the Conspiracy Broadcasting Network. I am just using this as a network and a vlog in order to help me express some of my aggravation, also to make sure that I'm documenting objectifiable information and facts of my reality that I've gathered throughout this entire ride, if you will. And so today's vlog is about me, um, coming away from a pretty crazy event. I was arrested on the 19th. And so I am now gathering all kinds of stuff and making phone calls. And um, long story short, there's um, an interesting year ahead of me. And so, or more. And today I decided that I was going to go after my errands and doing some things around the house. I was going to go do a little bit of recreation out on the lake. And I caught a really big fish, and it was almost 7 pounds. And so typically, this program, what's happening is they're remotely surveying me. And and when I say remotely surveying me, this means that wherever I am geospatially, including in my own house, wherever I drive, and it doesn't matter where I am in the woods, on the water, driving in the streets, in the bathroom, in the backyard, it doesn't matter, right? In a school building, in a library, in a bathroom, a public bathroom, I should say, right? At a truck stop, it doesn't matter. They have a bead on you at all times. And the reason I say that is because every time I make comments or I'm documenting it or I'm actually recording it, there's accuracy and precision at all times whenever I'm talking about it or experiencing it. And then when I go back and obviously look and reflect on it with footage. But today is interesting is this abuse has been nonstop. Today, for some reason, though, I noticed that the white SUVs weren't around um, in the frequency of that frequency abuse, right? The frequency abuse isn't there necessarily. Um, so I have footage of that. And then um, they didn't like, or whoever's keeping tabs on you doesn't like the fact that you are having a peace of mind, and they want you aggravated at all times. They want to constantly put you in cognitive dissonance. They always want you to be in distress. They always want you to have anxiety. They always want you to have depression. They want some type of mental illness, right? The inductment or the inducing of. And I came back from a great evening. I didn't catch a lot of fish, but I caught a really nice fish. And it was almost, it was a half an inch from citation paperwork. So I could have gotten a reward certification. Long story short, um, and some guys will go all year and not catch a fish of that caliber. And it came from a public lake that's highly pressured by other boats. And so it's unique that I caught that particular caliber of fish. Long story short, it's a good thing. Today's a great day, right? Well, I get back. It's nighttime. I'm the only one heading back to shore. I I get over there off the kayak, and then when I'm starting to open up my doors to my car, I notice that um, that as I walk down, I heard it lock. And this has been going on the whole locking game, the remote locking game, where I unlock it, put some items in, close the door, and then I go down to the shore about 15 to 20 feet away, grab some more items, and then I'll go and put it in the um, car again. So what was happening was is I beached the kayak, I unlocked the door, I went and I put my rods on the rod box, and I unlocked the door because I'm getting ready to grab some supplies and put it inside the car. Well, as I'm down there near the shore, behind me, I heard it lock. So I unlocked it. And then I went up there, put some stuff in there, closed the door. I had more stuff to go to get. Well, close the door, walk back down to the shore. It's still unlocked, but then all of a sudden I hear it lock. At this point, I have my key fob right here at the chest, facing out on the keychain, but with the carabiner, and nothing is touching the key fob. The key is by itself, sticking out like this. In the past 5 years, I replaced it in the last 5 years. Nothing's pushing this key fob button. Okay, nothing's pushing this key fob button. So I go back up there, and what happens is they wait until I had items in both hands, and then they had locked it before I started making my way up with items in both hands, knowing I'm going to open the door. Also, I had put my drive on the side in the grass, and they'll use the harassment to cause you to deviate from your train or your pattern, basically your choreography, right? It's strange because every person, let's say I was from military, enforcement, EMS, a lot of executives, office managers, they always talk about choreography. Even doctors definitely, doctors and mid-level practitioners. We talk about choreography. We talk about making sure that we're always doing things, we're always checking things off. We talk about making sure that we're always following a pattern of how we do certain things. And the way this works is because they're remotely surveying you, the more choreographed you are, the easier it is to cause entropy. So 3 times they locked my door. I went to grab something and then go and turn around, and they had locked it right as I was grabbing the stuff. And I'm only 15 feet away. Car's up on a little slope, only about 15, 20 feet away, max. Okay. And before I grab my stuff, I turn towards the lake, grab my stuff, and I hear it lock. And as I turn, I've got to open the back door again with the keychain, but I can't because I have two things in my hands. And they did this 3 times. 3 times. This started, I remember, maybe vaguely remember, maybe around 15. But I do know when I was up there in Virginia, it happened a lot. 2017, all the way up to present, that's one of their means of abuse. Okay. So guess what I had to do? I had to call the police. Okay, so we have Jefferson County police come down, had to wait 30 minutes for them to drive, 25 minutes, and explain this to them. And the guy, one of the officers, Caucasian officers, I could tell he felt almost like he didn't know. Like he thought that it was like I was talking Houdini, like I was talking, and then again, you just never know with these guys. Long story short, back in the late 2000s to the teens, this type of abuse has been highlighted on multiple literature sources. And what they used to do at first was they take the model vehicle you have, and as long as the key fob is duplicated, okay, then you could have somebody take that key fob, you take the original, and it doesn't matter how far away they are, as long as they're holding the key fob to a cell phone, which is in communication with you, they share that same that cell tower can transmit that signal. So if I'm standing by my vehicle, okay, and somebody, in this case, some dickhead, is miles away, states away perhaps, they can merely just take my cell phone, which, by the way, the Wi-Fi little shortcut was activated the whole time. I pulled my phone out and I tried to turn the Wi-Fi off. And what was strange was the Wi-Fi icon was not on the top bar. It was not indicating that Wi-Fi was on. I actually had to swipe it down and access the secondary foot window to realize that my Wi-Fi shortcut was actually my shortcut icon was showing me that the Wi-Fi was on. But the main screen is showing me that the Wi-Fi is off. When I slide it down to the secondary foot page, it shows me that the Wi-Fi shortcut is on. So then I went to start toggling the shortcut button for the Wi-Fi. All you have to do is press it. It turns off. Press it again, on. Press it again, off. That's how it works. I got my phone around here somewhere. So it's kind of like this. You can see that there's, right here, I have the time, and I have a little circle. That's it. Right there. The time and a little circle. That's exactly what I seen at the lake. The secondary footnote is when you pull it down like this. That's the secondary footnote window. Right here is my Wi-Fi. You see it's gray, just like the other ones. It's blue if it's on. Well, you see this gray means it's off. Just like I got a bunch of other ones in here. There's a bunch of them in there. Okay. Long story short, I'm looking at my Wi-Fi and it says it's on. Kind of like this. Okay. So this is what it looks like when it's on. Okay. Usually if it's on and it's connected, it will give me that there. But long story short, I'm trying to toggle it off. Okay. And even if it's on sometimes without the shortcut, what was crazier was I tried to toggle it off and the interface wasn't working. The interface was stuck. Okay. So I tried to turn it off just like this. That's on. That's off. That's on. That's off. Okay. So you see it's functional. So the thing about it is I'm trying to toggle this thing off and I can't. It's stuck. Okay. So back to the original means of how this is accomplished back in the day was they're taking duplicate fobs, key fobs, and they would be bouncing the signal from cell phone tower to cell phone tower. All they have to do is hold the key fob to their cell phone. And as long as my cell phone is near my cell phone is near the car, then they can unlock and lock the vehicle. And sometimes you have to be actually, the cell phone has to be activated. But now what they have are these devices which are actually capable at distance at capturing the lock and unlock. So if I'm walking around my vehicle and I unlock it or I lock it, they have a device that's actually able to pick up that signal remotely at distance. So now they can save that signal and then use it. They don't need key fobs anymore. Okay, so it's like an upgrade. They've upgraded several generations of tactics. Okay, so I call the police. I wait 30 minutes. And then we go back and forth, having a discussion. Back and forth. And I talk to them about one of the means of what it used to be. Okay. So now my impression is somebody has stolen the signal, right? Somehow. And there's been days where I've had cats and dogs raining outside, and I go to unlock the car because I don't want to get rained on. And the second I get close to that handle of the car, they'll make sure to lock it. Or if I'm fishing, they make sure that, they mess with the locks. I went to the dog park. I got that on video, and they made sure to lock the vehicle. It's just nonstop. It's nonstop. I unlock it, they lock it. I unlock it, they lock it. Nonstop. This happened 3 times today. And then I have to wait and describe this to the police officers. And this is one of the means of abusing me. I just finished, walking into this arrest, this entrapment, and this permissive neglect. Okay. So, it's coercive control. And everywhere I go, it's a problem. It's a problem. I can't just go about my business and have peace of mind. It's terrorism. And then they wonder why you can't, whenever you've done it right over dozens of times, like dozens, literally, or a couple dozen times, you've made reports. I have another report. I got to drive 15 minutes away and get more reports, okay, and case cards and everything. I found out today that the police department that arrested me, they say that they only have 2 records. No. I found out today that my cell phone company doesn't want to interact with me anymore. They didn't call me back. Found out that the 911, every time you call 911, it doesn't go down on phone records. It does not. Okay. I have to subpoena my phone records from their department. And I have to do all this by myself, except when I get an attorney. I guess I could do that with an attorney. But all of this information gathering and stuff is on the shoulders of the attorney, but I can do some of it. But what I also noticed is that when I called today to internal affairs, I found out that they don't have, he said that they don't have records of me calling. But when I went through my old phone history up to a year ago and a half, I think, they actually shows that I did call. And what's interesting is because 911 doesn't go on the phone, like because I called 911, it's not going to stay on this. So I have to record everything. I went through some of my old files, and I have days. I have like 7 or more days that I've called these people, these police officers, all right, at this arresting department. And at least 2 or 3 times every year, basically, is what I basically looked through so far. 2 or 3 times a year, okay? And that doesn't count, I haven't looked at all of my stuff, but it doesn't count me actually physically walking and driving, I should say, driving and then walking into the department. And the problem with that is that there's never a report made. So if you never called them, there's never a report made. Okay. That's a problem. That's something that you have to understand. Okay. So that's my evening. I'm not going to stay on here any much longer, but that's my evening. I went and tried to, have a breath of fresh air. There's people out there doing drugs, marijuana, cocaine, right? Drinking their fucking life away, binge eating, not taking care of themselves, right? Depression, all that other bullshit, right? That the demon has to throw an offer. And I'm over here just trying to go out and enjoy some sunshine and cast and catch some fish. And I can't even get back to my house without some means of abuse. In this case, it's remote abuse. The problem with it is if I go out there with a camcorder, if I go out there with some type of recording device, like maybe my X3 Insta, or I don't know, even my cell phone, or it may be a Pavlov, they know when I have it on and off. So it's like you can never prove that. That's one of the issues with this particular form of abuse in the remote toggling of my car's CPU locking mechanism, is that it's hard to prove that, okay? Because they just know that they're recording. But for some reason, it's okay for them to drive all of these white SUVs around you and it's okay and acceptable for you to record that and use that, and then everyone deny it. So I don't know. Like I said, this is terrorism. It's the year 2025. It's like cyberpunk or something. I don't know what to say, but that's what today's vlog is about. I might even throw a part A or B on this particular vlog with the actual voice recording of my complaints with the police and so forth. All right, so next time we're going to be uploading some more stuff regarding everything I've been finding with my police records, basically. There's just, it's impossible basically to get a lot of this stuff. Not impossible, but it's very difficult because the phones, your phone, your Android or iPhone doesn't necessarily document that you called 911. It'll stay there for like a couple days, I believe. I forgot the duration. But if you were to go back to like maybe, I don't know, like 7 months ago, for example, or a year ago, it's not going to be there. And I looked this up and they say that it's not there for, I think, privacy purposes is what they said. But anywho, there's been times when I remember I had a thumb drive and I was actually stapling exhibits, filing it to the lawsuit that I have an ongoing conspiracy for. And I brought it to a kiosk, a CBS kiosk, and it deleted some of the footage and audio of what I had for this harassing police department. And so last year was big on removing a lot of my complaints for some reason. Like they removed a lot of my complaint. Like for years, they've been constantly erasing things, constantly abusing me, erasing, abusing me, erasing, abusing. I go to get lawsuit ready, erase it. Lawsuit ready, erase it. Lawsuit ready, erase it. Same thing, same year, every single time. I go to start writing things down like in my phone. They're going through the phone app, erasing the notes. Just nonstop. And I'm afraid to actually take any of the things that I have before court and even transfer it, because it's just like they'll try to erase things. I thought about giving like a chain of custody, but I don't even know how that works. So I need to just work with an attorney for now, because I don't even know how half of this stuff works. And I feel like if I give the police any of my data, which I've given them thumb drives before with pertinent concerns, audio, video, pictures, and things that I'm concerned about, they never gave me my thumb drive back. I think this was up there in Tennessee or in Virginia, one of the two. But I physically gave them an SD with a bunch of files, downloaded files with photos, audio, video, and stuff like that. I gave them that, and they never gave anything back to me, and they never responded to me, never called me back, nothing. Just straight spoliation of evidence. So I don't know what to say.